Hello family, this is Deborah with Black Education TV. I want to share these words with you. These words I heard as I was going about here on the land. I heard the words, there are no shortcuts to the mountaintop. No shortcuts to the mountaintop. At the time I was asking the Most High to help me to get to a spiritual height in Him, to a level spiritually to where I'm able to deal with just about anything, able to hear His voice instantaneously and be able to understand what is being said when I hear Him speak, or when certain things come into my life. I want to understand them. I want to be able to understand those things. When I think about our people of old, how their walk with the Most High was quite different than ours. They were around during the time of many, many miracles. And we see miracles, but nothing like what our ancestors were able to witness. But again, as I heard those words, there are no shortcuts to the mountaintop, I began to reflect and understand immediately what was being said. The message is this: many of us, we want to reach a place spiritually in the Most High. We want to be able to understand things, do things, and move in a certain capacity in our walk. We don't want to have a mediocre relationship with the Most High. One that is just deeds that we accomplish, reading our Bible, fasting and praying at appointed times and things of that nature. We want to experience the power of the Most High in a way that we have never experienced it before. And so in order to get to those things, this relationship that we have that is somewhat mediocre has got to change. Going to the mountaintop, there are no shortcuts. If we want to go to the mountaintop, family, we are going to have to commit ourselves to the journey, because it is indeed a journey. And it's not an easy journey. I think about how sometimes we take the children for bike rides through the neighborhood, and even the slightest hill causes them to slow down. And that's how our spiritual journey is. If you're trying to get to the mountaintop, one thing for certain is there are no shortcuts. You're going to have to feel the full brunt of the journey. As you're climbing, you won't be able to sprint or run. Even with your walking, you're going to have to pace yourself because every step counts. You will hit rough patches to where you may have to climb over rocks. Who knows what you will go through or encounter on your journey to the mountaintop. Now, I'm talking about a spiritual journey. I've never climbed a physical mountain before, but I've seen others who have. And it is no easy task. And so as I reflected, I knew immediately what was being said, the words that I heard. No shortcuts. It means prepare yourself. If you want to go to the mountaintop, family, you have to prepare your mind and your body through fasting, prayer, consecration, and so much more. Cutting off things, cutting off people even. Going to the mountaintop requires a lot of effort on your part, on our parts. We're going to have to give up things that we didn't think we can give up. If you want to go up the mountaintop, it's not an easy task. You're not going to be able to sprint up there. Understand what I'm saying, family. A journey to the mountaintop takes effort on your part. And it takes sacrifice. Whenever anyone prepares to travel a physical mountain, they go prepared. They take the proper gear. They wear the proper shoes. They take all of the things that they're going to need to take and make that journey. There are no shortcuts to the mountaintop. You can't take a cab there. And I'm talking about a specific mountain. I'm not talking about the ones that they've prepared and made roads that drive around that get you to the top. I'm talking about one of those serious mountains. See, in reaching a spiritual height in the Most High, you're going to climb a serious mountain. Now keep in mind, let's keep things in context. I'm not talking about the mountains where the scripture says if you speak to the mountain and tell it to be removed. That type of mountain is trouble that you've come up against in your life, or some type of situation that you've come up against, but your faith can move that mountain. I'm not talking about that kind of mountain. I'm talking about a height. I'm talking about the height of a mountain. And how if you want to reach that height, that there are no shortcuts to the mountaintop. No shortcuts there. You're going to have to take that journey, and you're going to have to take it very seriously. Every step counts. I hope that I'm able to articulate what it is I'm thinking at this moment. But that journey, if it is something that you are ready to take, if you are wanting to experience more from the Most High, you know how the scripture says that greater works than these shall ye do? Well, those greater works are not something you can do if you have a surface knowledge or relationship with the Most High. If you want to experience those greater works in the Most High, you're going to have to go to the mountaintop. I remember the writer Paul, Shaul, there was a time where he reached, did he say the third heaven? He said, whether in the body or out of the body, I cannot tell. So this was a person whose mind had elevated far above the clouds. They had been elevated to a point of spirituality to where they couldn't even tell. He couldn't even tell whether he was in the body or out of the body. Has anyone ever experienced anything like that? Now, there are spiritual moments that we've had to where you can feel the presence of the Most High so strong. Some of you have experienced that. But there are heights in the Most High that have yet to be achieved because there are things we must do. We've got to climb to the mountaintop. We've got to take that journey. And we've got to understand that there are no shortcuts. If you find yourself enveloped in the cares of this life, in the foolishness of this world, in the madness of this place, chances are you won't be able to get to the mountaintop. We will have to be able to cut our minds off from the things that are taking place that are here to separate us from the mind of the Most High. David said he is a man after the Most High's own heart. And if you want the heart of the Most High, if you want His thoughts to be your thoughts and His ways to be your ways, there are no shortcuts to the mountaintop. If you want to continue in the stagnant, mediocre existence that you have in your relationship with the Most High, then continue doing what you're doing and you will remain the same. But if you want to reach the mountaintop, there are no shortcuts. And you have work to do. Seeking Him through fasting, through prayer, through studying His Word, through consecration, through meditation, through separation. There are going to be times where you have to separate yourself from others in order to hear the voice of the Most High Yah. And you have to tell Him that I'm waiting to hear from you. I'm waiting to hear from you. He will speak to us. If we seek him, we will find him. If we knock, the door shall be open. One thing we must keep in mind is that we must seek him while he may be found and call upon him while he is near. That is what the word says. So that's letting us know that there may come a time where he won't be able to be found, or that he won't be near. So if you want to reach the mountaintop, there are no shortcuts. You must prepare yourself for the journey. Prepare your mind, heart, soul, and body for this journey to the mountaintop. Sometimes he will speak to us in a still, soft voice. And we have to be ready to hear. What he is saying to us. Have to be ready to hear. Okay, family, seek Yah while he may be found, and call upon him while he is near. If you want to get to the mountaintop, there are no shortcuts. Prepare yourself for the journey. Shalom.